The Cuelist Options window is a place where you can modify and set some various options and change the type of cue list that you're working with. To access the Cuelist Options tab, we can double-click on a given cue list and press the gear, or we can right-click on the cue list in the PC and that Cuelist Options will pop right up. Let's walk through the options that are inside this window. First, here on the left, we can see the different modes for the different types of cue lists. You can see as I click the different modes, the type of cue list changes to that mode immediately. There are also general options, which are some global options that are also available within the system menu, and unblock cue list, which will undo blocking through your cue list, so be careful with this one. Across the top of the cue list options, we've got general, function assignments, flash timings, and info. In this video, we're going to talk about general and function assignments. Inside of general, we've got a number of different controls that are unique to each type of cue list. For example, priority, tracking controls, release times and controls, fader options, link queues, startup settings so you can have a fader up at full when you start the console, as well as some MIDI and end of cue list settings. You can see as we go through the different types of cue lists, there are a few options that are unique to each type of cue list available inside this window. Under the Function Assignments tab, we have the ability to set each button on our control surface to have different actions. The buttons here and the fader correspond to your control surface, and you're able to use these drop-down menus to set them however you'd like. Also note, with the fader, you're able to set an auto trigger. So as you bring up your fader and select these buttons, the fader will go when you bring it up and release when you bring the fader all the way down. You can toggle these on and off and set the level that you want to trigger the cue list. I recommend leaving it at least 5%, which is the default, so that you don't accidentally bump a fader and get a cue list started that you didn't mean to trigger.